That'll be, yeah, that's fine.
The dirty old mechanic, ladies and gentlemen.
Been around these parts all my life. Wrenching on stuff for over 50 years. And you come across them. Pretty funny tales sometimes to tell. Well, anyway. Old Gramps, he had an old Ford in the garage there years ago. And he's working on it. He's trying to get the bolts loosened up in it. He got a bunch of rusty bolts. And, you know, if you take some automatic transmission fluid and you get some acetone, you mix them together, it makes a pretty good penetrant. Well, old Gramps, his granddaughter come down there to see him. And he see what he was doing. He says, I'm having an awful time getting these rusty old bolts out of this car. I'm trying to get it restored and get it going. And old granddaughter says, well, Gramps, I'm going to help you out. Well, maybe. He says, he went up and he's looking on the shelf. He says, yeah, he's mumbling to himself. That's some acetone, you know. Got any, that other ATF? No, geez, I ain't got none. You know, you go into town, pick me up some ATF and come on back. Okay, Gramps. So she didn't even know exactly what that was, you know. So she goes on out the door and she calls up one of her girlfriends on the way to town and says, hey, Gramps says he needs some ATF up there. Get them bolts loose on that car. What the heck's he talking about? Well, his girlfriend says, that's alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Yep, sure enough. So anyway, she goes down and he says, you gotta go down to the police station, see them folks. They'll go right up there. So she goes down there and says, well, what do you suppose he's doing? Well, he does have a gallon of moonshine every now and then hid somewhere, so, you know, make the day go a little easier. So anyway, old Gramps is sitting there and, you know, pretty soon here comes ATF. Descend upon the place. They're coming in cars and motorcycles and helicopters flying over the top, and old Gramps is there in the garage, and one of them fellers comes in and says, you come on over here, Gramps. You sit right down there in that chair. Set yourself down. Don't you move now. You stay there. And old Gramps sits down and he's just watching them fellers and they're wrenching on that car, they're pulling them bolts out, and they're pulling them nuts and them screws out, and they're looking for them illicit drugs or moonshine or whatever he's got hitting that thing. They want to find it. So, you know, Kim comes up. After a while, they didn't find nothing. They're all pissed off. They get their motorcycles and their cars, and they get their helicopters, and they fly on out of there pissed off. They didn't find nothing. So later on, granddaughter calls him back. Says, well, Gramps, how'd it go today? Them ATF guys was there? Yep. Get them rusty bolts out of that car for you? Yep. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day, Grandpa.
Dirty old mechanic, folks.